and welcome to another Kendra's Card Challenge Hop. Today featuring our super sponsor Altenew. And I'll be doing sketch 14, so go ahead, let's go ahead and get started. Spit it out, T. All right, so as I said, Altenew is our super sponsor today for Kendra's Card Challenge running July 1st through September 30th, challenge number 15, and hello. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this, and I'll be doing sketch 14, and I'm going to tell you guys this is an awesome scrap buster right here. So I've got all my pieces, and they're all scraps, so you only need 1-inch squares, so wonderful, right? So I've already cut up all my paper, and here I've got a card base, and it's kind of a, I don't know, it's sort of a green. I couldn't tell you which green it is, but I like the way it went with the rest of them. And the way that I like to get these centered is I like to lay the first one down so it's touching the top of the card because I'm doing it directly on the card base. Now, you could do this on like a piece of copy paper and then just cut the squares away. And then I'm going to lay the next one down, and it's not where it's going to be, but it's going to where it's going to be as far as the center is. And what I'm trying to do is get this all centered. So I've taped these two pieces down, and I've got my ruler. And here I want to kind of just uncover that little area there so I can see both sides of that diamond now that it's turned sideways. And I'm just going to take my ruler, and I'm going to make a straight line. And you could use any ruler or, anything you have, but I like to use my ruler. And I like this ruler because it's got little 1/8-inch increments, so it looks like it's just one little tick below the very edge to the other edge of the ruler. And I'm just going to draw the line. And then I'm going to go to the 0 on this 0 ruler, and I'm going to mark the center. But I'm going to move my little triangles here real quick. And what I want to do is mark the center so I make sure I get the middle one in the middle, and that'll be the first one I lay down. I will be laying these down. I will be popping them up on a little bit of foam tape here. I'm just going to complete my line, and I'm just slightly drawing the line, by the way. I'm just going to kind of make sure that it's nice and straight. Okay, and now you see I've got the 0 mark, so I'm just going to make a line right down the center just so I have a reference point for the point of my triangle. And just double checking. Again, making sure this line is straight, because if that line's not straight, then nothing's straight. And it appears to be straight. I know it doesn't look straight on camera, but it is. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little foam piece, and I'm going to place it on the back. And I'm going to use a little glue on that so that I have some wiggle room to move it around, because these kind of fit tight. So I'll just peel the backer off. And you don't have to do foam, but I thought it'd be a fun addition. And I do like to use my tweezers because they're steadier than my hand. I don't know why. And I'm going to find that center point and then bring it down so that the two tips match up with the line. And then I'll erase that line and I'll put the rest of them down. Super easy. And I just think it looks cool popped up. And then here's this strip, and I'm going to pop this strip up as well. And these are a low profile foam tape, so when I do my focal point, I'll be doing a higher profile foam tape. So I'm going to be using this Altenew Cat Life, and I'll be using this single cat with its back towards you. And I've just got a scrap piece of paper here. So again, I used all scraps on this, except for the card base itself. And I'm going to stamp that cat down. And these are layering stamps, so I'm going to stamp the first layer down with my VersaFine Claret Nocturne. Just make sure I've got a nice solid stamp. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the next layer. I'm going to clean off my stamp here a little bit so I can set it aside. And what I like to do is I like to take a piece of acetate, and I have one that I keep for this, and go ahead and magnetize that down and work on placing my second layer. So the acetate helps me test to make sure that I've got everything nice and straight, because you know how it can be when you're doing layering stamps. So if you have that option to kind of test it out first to make sure, then you're in good shape. And yep, everything's perfect. So I'm going to clean off my acetate and go ahead and ink up my stamp because it is a solid stamp. And just so you know, I have, how many black and white kitties do I have? 5 tuxies. I've got a little schmutz there on my stamp, so I'm going to wipe it off really well and restamp where that little blank spot is. And there we go. That's perfect. I'm just going to clean off my stamp here, and I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to grab one of my Carbothello pencils by Stabilo, just a black one, and I'm just going to make some kind of lines. And this is a chalk pencil. Well, yeah, it's kind of a chalk pencil. And then I'm going to take my blending stump and just blend those little lines out just to add some definition to the cat's body. And then I'll pop him up on some higher 3mm foam tape so he can sit over top of those little tiles that we made. Imagine the possibilities with Sketch 14, and especially with scraps. So I will take an eraser after I've done that and just kind of soften out those edges. And that's my basic formula for adding shading on things that are white. So I've got him popped up now, and he's sitting on top of that line. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a sentiment here and stamp that out on the rest of the scrap piece. And I understand that that looks crooked sitting there, and I couldn't tell you why. I think it's because of the lines on my mat. So I'm going to choose Always Thinking About You. And grab my Mini Misty. So this is a giveaway hop. There is a prize from Kendra. It's a digital prize from Kendra, and the entry form is listed down below, and the deadline for entry is August 8th. The winner will be announced on Kendra's Cards by Kendra's community tab. And if you've not played along with Kendra's Card Challenge, all the information is listed down below. So I hope that you, if you have never, that you think about joining, because it's just a lot of fun and there's a lot of really neat ideas and so many prizes to be won. So there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and fishtail the ends of this just like it is on the sketch. And I have a little tool that does that, but I keep losing it. And I don't know why, because it is like 4 inches square almost, but it's just the nature of me. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that flat down to the card. And the last thing I'll do is add some embellishment, and we'll be done with this card. So with Kendra's Card Challenge, you do all 15 of the sketches, and you take a picture of them all together, and then you post them in Kendra's Facebook group in the appropriate album. And then each month there are prizes for winners, and then at the end of the quarter there are huge prizes. So definitely think about participating. And even if you don't, just do this for fun, because it's, you know, it's a jumping off point. It gives you ideas for sketches and how to put cards together if you're bored with the same old. So I'm putting these kind of like in between the little diamonds, and then this card will be done. So the link to Kendra's Patreon is linked down below, where you can download the PDF once you join as a free member. Now there are membership levels, but you can join as a free member, and then you can download the PDF so that you too can print it out and do these challenges. Okay, we're just going to add a couple little ones right here. And so cool, let's use up those scraps. And that's this card for you using the Altenew stamp. Thank you, Altenew, for being a super sponsor. We did use sketch number 14. And we've got our Cat Life layering stamp set. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Take care. Bye-bye.